What's up guys, JV2017 here, bringing you the very first part of my complete King's Fall raid guide. I got a chance to play the raid last night for the very first time on launch day and got about halfway through. So I thought I'd begin by showing you how to open the portal to start the raid. Luckily this part is super easy if you know what you're doing, so pay close attention and you'll know how to do this from now on. This activity requires coordination and timing. Those are the two big focus points for this activity. So the entire goal of this activity is to retrieve relics from the left side and the right side back to the middle and kind of do this dunk animation. You just hold X or square into the statue that has a little relic icon itself at the same time. There's coordination here. You have plenty of time to go and get the relics on either side, but if you don't dunk them at the same time as the opposite side, so for example, I'm on the right side in this footage, I have to dunk my relic at the same time as the left side or else it won't work. If you fail on that, a statue will fall silent. It'll tell you, give a little tooltip on the bottom left, and that means you've reverted to the last step. So the goal, again, is to bring these relics back to the middle and sort of present them or dunk them, it looks like a slam dunk, in order to turn them in. Now, in order to facilitate getting these relics back to the middle room, you will need to split up. What you'll need to do is divide your raid team into groups. Split into 3 groups of 2. One of the groups will be on the left side, one of them will be responsible for the middle, and one will be responsible for the right side. And the left and right are responsible for the relics. This activity has relics involved, so you'll be picking up an item and using that to complete it. So left and right teams responsible for relics. The middle team is responsible for killing ads. So any enemies in the middle, they'll need to kill those ads and also shoot down some shields that I'll get to in a minute here. So let's focus on these teams individually. So the relic teams, there are 2, one on the left and right, like I said. One person in that team grabs the relic. Now, it doesn't have to be the same person every time, but one person grabs the relic while the other defends that person and shoots the shields. There will be some blue shields that pop up, and you'll have to shoot through them in order to escort your buddy through there with the relic back to the middle. So basically, this is like a retrieval activity. You go and retrieve the relic, and you bring it back to the middle. And so with the relic teams, there's some jumping involved. The relics will be in midair sometimes. I was a Titan. It was really easy to jump and grab those relics. Some of my Warlock teammates had a hard time getting them. So maybe it's just the Warlock jump is a little hard to do and run the relic on this activity, but some of your Warlocks may have no problem. So something else to keep in mind, the person holding the relic runner, cannot jump as well. You can't do any glides or any kind of special jump. It's just one little hop. So don't make any giant jumps. You will fall down and have to, deal with that. So that's really the explanation for the relic teams. It's about defending the relic person from the taken enemies and shooting through the shields. You cannot get through the shields as a relic runner unless the other person or another person on the team has shot the shield down. So it's really important to get those shields down while you're escorting them back to the middle. Now let's talk about the middle team. The focus for these 2 people is on killing ads. Just kill as many taken as possible. Really, your goal is to try and make sure that the relic runners don't run into any problems when they come back through to the middle and try to present the rune in the Court of Oryx area. That's really just your primary job. Also, there will be a middle blue shield just like on the left and right sides. That'll pop up, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You have to shoot through that shield anyways in order to kill the taken in the middle and keep that middle clear. So something else the middle team can do is some thralls will spawn at certain points and try to block the side shields that connect to the center room. You can assist in helping the sides as well if you're on the middle team. And just a general thing, if you have somebody that's a low light level, try sticking them in the middle. The middle is easily the easiest job in this activity in opening the portal. So if you have someone who's a weak point in your raid, stick them in the middle and they shouldn't be causing any issues for you. So now that we've established the general mechanics of this activity, it's fairly self-explanatory. You just run through this, get the relics, bring them back to the middle at the same time, and have the middle people, clear out ads. That's very generally what you have to do here. And so these statues in the Court of Oryx area, there are 6 of them. And so there are 6 different waves or rounds of each side having to grab relics and bring them back. So there's 6 different times that you'll have to do this. And each time the relic will spawn in a different place and usually further away. So it'll get further and further back. And I'm going to show you guys even how far back it gets. And remember, I told you, don't really worry about how much time it takes you to get back. That's not really the concern. The main concern is, you know, presenting that room at the same time as the other side, the opposite side. So even if it is far away, again, don't worry. Just try and focus on either running the rune or escorting the person running the rune, and wait on your teammates, because sometimes there will be a little bit of miscommunication and dysfunction, and you'll have to wait on the other rune to get there. But you'll just have to search for these runes. Sometimes they're hard to find, but again, don't panic. Do not panic. This is a very easy activity once you get the hang of it. The final point I want to touch on is if you're not successful, if you don't dunk these at the same time, you will get a little failure thing that says a statue has fell asleep or a statue has fallen, and that means you just roll back to the previous statue. So if you're 5 statues in and you fail on the 5th one, you're just going to roll back to the 4th one. So again, don't panic. This is super simple. It does not reset you completely, which is great. So this is not an annoying activity. This is literally something you just have to focus on coordination and turning in those relics at the same time. That is the general gist of this activity. And once you get it down with your group, you will be well on your way to the raid and Oryx. Really only an 1/8 of the way to Oryx, but you can at least pat yourself on the back that you've got some basic coordination down with the raid. Alright guys, I tried to keep this as informative as possible, so I really hope you learned something new from this video, and if you did, remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And keep a lookout on my channel for the rest of my raid guide. I plan on it being about 8 parts and then having one huge video that is basically a compilation of everything here, where it's literally the complete raid guide for everything that you need to do for the Taken King and the King's Fall raid. So hope you guys enjoyed once again, and I will talk to you next time. Expect that next part very soon. Peace.